um, attention is currency for people. Attention is currency these days. I see, yes, along with the monetary value, the views and the clicks and everything to go with it is what matters to the people like this. You know what I mean? And they'll say things whether it hurts somebody, it doesn't hurt somebody. They'll say it in any way to get those views, to get the clickbait going, to get the keyboard warriors saying what they want to say. And that's that. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter which part of the world you live in, it's still happening. Police minister being like he's being stood up like to, you know, because like, you know, one thing about him, right? Our police minister, he comes across as somebody he is kind of somebody who's assertive and very, very firm, but at the same time, he does come across as a bully. So like it's a lot of people therefore don't stand up to him and don't even like approach him head on. So there was a forum that happened on Tuesday in a location in the Western Cape, Guguletu, and they had the police minister there and community leaders, and they were basically conveying their grievances of what's going on in their communities, because there's a lot of gender-based violence, there's a lot of violent crimes happening, there's people staying in you know, in squalor, there's a lot happening in those areas. And what this guy was alluding to was they had many speakers, and then this one guy came on, and basically he was holding him accountable for the things that are happening in terms of the poor policing. You know, there isn't enough proper resources for police officers to do their jobs effectively, gender-based violence cases, kids dying by the hands of, you know, cruel men. You know, there was a gruesome story that he actually spoke about in one of the other podcasts pertaining to a little child that got, you know, I hate to say it here, but killed and dismembered in a way, a child, you know. So that's how rife it is here. It's like worse. It's becoming, that's why I say it's a pandemic, you know.
Yeah, I have seen a few,
So
you know, YouTubers that, you know, do local stories or crime stuff.
yeah.
I've
So
seen them.
so what happened was that this guy who runs an organization, he runs an organization that focuses on victims of gender-based violence. They're a non-profit organization. And yeah, so he was there and he spoke, white guy, and he held the minister to account. And in turn, the minister got triggered and told him to shut up and get out from where the platform was. And he's like, I didn't do anything wrong. He's like, I didn't do anything wrong. So that literally, as you know, he was just stating facts. He didn't come as an emotional somebody, you know, to say what he had to say. But then, of course, they got a bit irritated and kicked him out and literally manhandled him. So those were the events of what happened. So like, it's stupid. It's like literally one of the first times that it happened. And then literally today, this week, I think there was another video of the Minister of Governance or something like that. He used to be the Minister of Finance. He got fired from that role and he got given another role. He was at Wits University doing another speech. The students, because in the government governance faculty, literally told him to leave. They didn't want to hear what he had to say. I think he's also one of the toxic people in this who are running this government. You know what I mean? In my opinion. So yeah, like literally I'm glad that people are literally holding people accountable for that stuff. Besides that, on another front, of course, we get the guy, you know, eating his watermelon on his OnlyFans, and you know, mixing it like a DJ, you know. So
yeah.
I was like, what? I was like, you know, that's one thing I wanted to actually talk about, you know, when it comes to that situation. Like, okay, so I don't know if you know much about this guy. He's an actor, right? And this is nothing to do with him. I said this, right? And this is my opinion to it. I wasn't going to touch on the story, but I feel that now that we're talking about it, we can actually, like, you know, hit it head on, in my opinion, because everyone's so shocked. It's like, oh my gosh, you know, he did this and he put it on video. But what happened was he apparently has an OnlyFans.
Mm.
So so he had an OnlyFans, and somebody saw it on OnlyFans, obviously made the video and leaked it and put it all over the tweets. So everybody's like, oh my gosh, this and that. You know, on another front, yeah, I can't grind. If that's the case of what he did, and you know, doing what, you know, eating his groceries like that, do you. If it makes you money, do you. If the acting, if the mainstream acting side of things doesn't sit well with you, if you're not making enough money, if you feel that OnlyFans is your only thing, go for it. Do your thing. Who am I to judge? You know what I mean? So, you know, at least he's honest. You know, one thing I say, at least he's honest and he owns it. He owns it.
Yeah, true.
I can't hate on a man like that. So, you know, at least he's not saying, oh my gosh, but I did this and that. He's not trying to explain nothing to nobody. So as long as he's putting money in his accounts, yeah, go do you.
It's nobody else's business, really.
Yeah, it ain't nobody's business. But you know how we are here. Like SA was so hella bent on looking at what like on like what celebrities do. We're so fixated on what these people do, but we literally look at it and say some of them don't even have half a brain. That's my thing. Like they don't even have half a brain. Like look at what happened to another thing, Kelly Kumalo. Look at her. She's another pickle, that one. Like really, she just you know what, she went on, she's releasing a new show, a season 2 of her reality show.
Oh,
And
is season 2 coming out?
yes, you watch it? I ain't gonna judge you. Do you watch it?
Hmm, I have looked at it for research purposes. Not all of it, but I have seen
Everybody,
bits.
that's what everybody says for research purposes.
Nah,
So,
still
but
I've
you know,
seen
one thing,
little clips.
in my opinion, what she said was out of order, you know, and what she said was out of order. She said
Which
that,
part of what she said?
oh, everything. She spoke about, you know, thing is, it whether it be true or not, but the fact remains is she put everybody on blast. You know, she spoke about Senzo Meiwa. She says that no one knew who he was before
Mm.
he was with her. I'm like, that's cap. He's Orlando Pirates Orlando Pirates #1. He's Bafana Bafana's #1. Everybody knew who he was before he
Yeah.
met you. It happened so that the only the this is for me, and I speak for myself. The only time I knew they were dating is when he died. So
Mm.
I didn't know they
I
were.
do same here, to be fair. Like
Yeah,
that's when I heard of, well, I had heard of her, but that's when I thought, oh, okay.
yeah.
Because people here, when he passed away, people were talking about him and asking, oh, you're captain, and mention his name. No one mentioned her. So
Yeah, like no, like when I heard the news when he paused that time, I was like, oh, he was at her house. Oh, they were dating together. Oh, okay. And then she discredited his family. She was saying that her family is a bunch of I'm paraphrasing. I'm not saying these are the exact words, but she was kind of like
mm.
putting it down that the family was a bunch of leeches in a sense. So he had no,
No, yeah.
yeah, so he'd literally spend all his money looking after his family. He wouldn't have any money to look after himself. So he would actually ask her for money. You know what? I can't say that's not true because that was their business. That's probably their internal ish. But here's my thing
You don't
that I
need
have.
to talk about it.
You don't
What's
have
the money got to do with anything after so many years?
absolutely. And that's what I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk about like today, like if it was me and you were just talking about like what the problem is in terms of cloud chasing. People would do the most extreme things for cloud chasing. You know what I mean? They will say the most unbecoming things for cloud chasing. And there's so many examples about it. She did that. I mean, look, here's the thing. Feel the way you want to feel about this person's family, whether they like you or not. But you go on public platforms and discredit that family. You discredit them and nothing happens. Nothing happens to her. She just carries on about her day, doing her thing, you know?
Yeah, I do feel it. I did think it was a bit unfair because I don't really get what her issue is like.
No, she
I
had
just
no
don't get
issue.
it.
She had no issue. And the thing is, number one, here are all the things that link to it. And this is my perspective of it. She had a new show coming out. They were sitting with her on the platform. She had to say things which are extreme, or to whatever degree. She knew that whatever she knew at this current point, she's sitting on a very serious court case, or you know what I mean, legal situation when it comes to this her ex's death. And literally at that interview, apparently her lawyer was there as well. So it also comes back to a lot of questions as to what was the purpose of you doing what you did. You knew exactly what you, because there's no way you can backtrack this.
Yeah, when I found out about the reality show, I was like, oh, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a shame. I just feel like, yeah, it's a bit of a shame.
Because here's the thing, and attention is currency for people. Attention is currency these days. I see, yes, along with the monetary value, the views and the clicks and everything to go with it is what matters to the people like this. You know what I mean? And they'll say things whether it hurts somebody, it doesn't hurt somebody. They'll say it in any way to get those views, to get the clickbait going, to get the keyboard warriors saying what they want to say. And that's that. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter which part of the world you live in, it's still happening, you know? And
True.
Yeah, look at this other producer guy who recently, he said he was talking about another no, he wasn't talking about her. He put her name in front of the example of a woman. He said and this is the thing he said. He said women like her are easily accessible and they're easy to own. They're like dogs. If you're tired of them, you can just kill them and throw them away. I was like, wow, dude. Wow.
Yeah,
You know, I get you have an agenda on your podcasts. I get you feel that you have something to say and you've got a lot to express. But there's lines that you need to draw to your speech. You need to put this context, because in today's society, we derive things off a 1 minute clip, off an hour.
Soundbite.
A soundbite, you know, like somebody could take our podcasts or our sessions and take literally one segment and make their own determination about that. So that's my thing. That's what makes weird. But people will still give them the clout. People complain, but they'll still give them the clout. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's like that in the UK too, right? I'm sure.
It's like that everywhere. It's basically like that everywhere there's social media.
But like, my thing is that like, and we feel what makes it so weird is that we do all these things. We put it in the public spaces. We make everybody see what we do, what we this and that. And then when somebody comes with a different view or different perspective, which is, it might be negative, positive, it doesn't really matter. Then we get this sudden shock of like, oh my God, people leave me alone. No, you made it public. The public will ask you. You feel?
Yeah, it's like if you put yourself out in the public eye, you know you're gonna need to be, well, you are going to end up being open to criticism, open to, judgment. Like you can't have the benefit, you can't use the public eye and like your public profile only when it suits you. Like it's a double-sided mirror. Like there are pros and cons to it. There's the flip side. You want to engage with your fans and you want to, be so interactive and use your likeness and your public persona. Well, you need to, if you're going to be putting your personal life out there, then you're going to get the criticism that comes with it. Just I feel like these days everything's becoming so ultra sensitive. And
so my question is that who hires these PR people? Like, doesn't the PR somebody tell them, listen, Chloe, you are a major singer. You are #1 hit selling artist right now. Everybody wants a piece of you. What you say and what you do out there is a reflection and how people are going to paint you out to be. So I suggest you be careful. Granted, they may try that approach, but doesn't seem to be working with some people. I mean, look at
No, not all of them
Kelly
do. Yeah,
Kumalo.
she probably doesn't have an, like, you can get a PR person and you can get a consultant. Do you know what I mean? Like, it depends on how strategic and forward thinking you want to be, or how can I put it? Like, short term you're thinking. Like, if you just want to do something, say something wow, do something wild just for like 15 minutes of clout, compared to, are you actually, strategically thinking about what brand deals you may have in 5 to 10 years, what business opportunities you might want in 5 years or 3 years, as opposed to, oh, I just need to make a public appearance by the end, by the end of the year or in the next few months. So not everyone does have proper media training. Do you know what I mean? People actually have media training consultants, and some people just have someone that handles their accounts. So it depends on how deep you want to take it, really. Not all celebrities
That's true,
the
because
same machine.
that's so true, because you look at, I don't think people who do this think 10 years down the line. I think our society has grown to become such a selfish society where if it's not affecting your career or whatever job moves, it's going to affect your children. If you do something and you are kids are going to, you might not be affected up front, but your kids are going to get bullied at school. Your kid,
Well, yeah,
someone connected to you is going to feel the brunt of, or bear the brunt of, your poor decision making long term. You understand what I'm saying?
that's true.
I can only
And like,
imagine. I'm sorry, I'm not being insensitive here, but I can only imagine what Kelly's kid is going through, because those kids that he goes to school with, their parents are on the social medias. They're the ones who are on the Twitters. They're the ones talking about a whole lot of things and going to people's, you know, everyday lives. They're going to have something to say. So they're like, oh, wow, the son goes to my school. Look what his mom did. So if you decide to
no, that
open up,
happens.
so if you decide to open up your OnlyFans and put it out there in the public to see, and obviously stuff will get leaked. I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying she's doing it, but you get what I'm saying.
No,
You know.
yeah, there's been, those are the discussions people have about OnlyFans, like, people
Mm,
losing their jobs, like people recording things from another device or what have you. But I
yeah.
feel like that's the thing, the difference between our age, like we got to do silly stuff when we were young and it ain't on video or recorded footage, do you know what I mean? Whereas these kids now, every little silly blooper is just recorded. So
Yeah, because like what kills me is that, like, that being said, is that a lot of the young people doing all this and engaging in what, look, the same capacity or the same reach or access to internet, whatever, is the same, is at the same length, it's at the same wave, you know. It's not like
yeah,
when we were coming up, or I stand to be corrected, but we coming up, the internet was around, but it was like only accessible, it's accessible, okay, the adults are using it because they know that stuff is technical stuff. We weren't really necessarily tuned into it unless you're one of those computer fanatics at school and loves computers and went into it and stuff. Yes, there was internet, but it's not like, it wasn't a thing. It was just a thing
yeah,
just to, we didn't even have the right devices to get into the internet. It was not necessary. You get what I'm saying? I think
yeah,
only into our 20s did these things start coming about. And now, us being in our 30s, and majority of us being in our 30s are parents. And I'm not saying I'm a parent, but I'm just saying people my age are parents. Their kids have the same access and the same access to internet and technology as we do. Therefore, they're going to use it at the same capacity. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, name it. They have the same accessibility. So what's stopping them to do the most extreme things on camera and putting it out there? And
yeah.
take notes. Our young people, they don't see or understand the consequences of what's going to happen in the next 10 years. because that's going to mess up your job opportunities. They're going to look at that. They are going to look at that. They are going to review you and say, wow, is this what you do? We can't hire because our company doesn't have, we don't represent this type of behavior. So sorry.
Well,
So
yeah, that's what our generation learned, the ones that are in their like 30s to 40s that were young when the internet came out. We had to learn the hard way, like, oh yeah, you could scroll back at your Facebook, or well, even before Facebook, MySpace,
yeah,
you know, we had to
yeah.
learn the hard way. So yeah, these kids are getting it from even younger now. They have to be more aware.
Absolutely. And like what also is a thing is that also comes about is that like our technology has influenced the way people view and how they treat relationships. That's the crazy part, because
Yeah, 100.
they like everybody bases, they literally, people have set a standard based on Instagram and all the other social media platforms. Who to date, what to date, how must look like, this, I want that, I want this, I want boats, this, I want private jets, this, I want that. I might be being a little bit extreme in those examples, but that's the going rate here. People have literally based their standards and elevated their standards. I don't know if you call it elevating, but they've set their standards at such a high ranking based off what they see on social media. It's insane. And
yeah, it's just a microwave society. Everything's instant, you know, nothing's permanent. Like jobs are less permanent, marriage is less permanent. You know, it's just phones, like your devices, your technology, everything's just, it lasts 2 years.
yeah,
It's a year. Do you know what I mean? Nothing's as permanent. Even think of cars. How long did we used to keep cars like when we were younger? Do you know what I mean? Compared to now, everyone's getting a new car within 5 years.
exactly.
3 years even. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're doing well and it's like, oh, you've had it a good while now. But everything is just like instant, like microwavable
That's so
society,
true.
basically. That's what it is. It's just and even like in relationships, you've got media and you know, social media and other kinds of media giving people unrealistic expectations of even what things look like and what things are, let alone obviously Hollywood movies talk, you know,
Yeah.
getting our relationship or whatever else life values or expectations from unrealistic media
Yeah,
portrayals.
because it takes away, you look at social media, but it takes away having to look at you first, because you need to look at yourself first and look at where you are and where you stand. um I said to on Facebook, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I said, the problem is that we have is that everybody thinks that they're all on the same page or the same starting lane when it comes to dating. Not actually. It's not that. It's whoever believes that, you crazy. I'm I'm sorry. I mean, if you ever think that everybody's on the same wavelength on the dating market, you need to go back and look in the mirror and self-reflect what's going on there. You know what I mean? Because everybody's on some, I want this, I deserve that. And that doesn't actually play. And then you make this whole big list of demands, and you find to yourself, but you want those demands, but what are you willing to give? So what has social media taught you? They told you what you deserve. Social media has taught you what you deserve. It doesn't tell you what you have to offer to make yourself a person who's actually needs to be selected. This applies both ways. This applies both ways with bed. You don't see me going out there posting Rihanna and say one day is one day. You probably tell me, look, Alfie, you probably give me a call like, yo, listen, Alfie, come on, man. Come on, step out of it. And I'm like, no, I deserve it. No. I'm like, it doesn't work that way. We date within, and I'm not saying this is a point of where I'm downing people, but you date to where it's possible, and you can win, and you can be successful. But
I mean,
I
I
don't know.
dare say, I don't believe that is, if there is truth to that, I agree. But I believe we date to where we have immediate access to, like, well, especially for women, but as in, yeah, I don't, yeah, it's actually a lot more practically based than theoretical, if you get what I mean. It's literally, yeah, it's, I feel like where your dating pool is literally much more of a practical thing than people think. Oh yeah, there's plenty more fish in the sea theoretically, but like practically, where do you go on a daily basis? Where do you go throughout the course of a month? That is practically your dating pool. So I mean, now obviously technology is different, it's internet, blah, blah, blah. But like, even for example, going back to what you said about realistic expectations and people date according to, you know, people are being on the same level on the dating pool or whatever. Like, you can meet someone, right, at 25. You may think, okay, their backstory is X, Y to Z, but you don't know their backstory is L, P, and Q. Do you know what I mean? So when you're interacting with that person, you're assuming a certain backstory and character, whereas actually, no, you don't know what it's taken to get that person to that. Do you know what I mean? So you're not dating just the person you meet today on the surface. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, people can play out their past in good ways or bad ways or learn from it positively, but still that core of who they are. Do you know what I mean?
But tell me,
You
do
know,
people?
so
But is it's a bit of a danger, that one, because you can't. It's a struggle if you start making demands based on your, or not even demands, or setting a standard for yourself based on your past traumas.
oh
So
yeah, that's
it
not
doesn't
helpful
work.
to anyone. No,
Anybody
definitely
can
not.
say, you know, for me, I can say, I don't want no girl who's like X, Y, Z. Meanwhile, somebody was, my previous one was on some shit. You know what I'm saying? So there's still a standard, there's still a realistic standard that people are the way they are. It's not going to change. Whether somebody be grimy, somebody be secretive, it doesn't matter what it is. But, you know, when you set your dating standards based on a past trauma, that's dangerous. That's hella dangerous. Like, you know, I'm not saying tolerate the next person will do that. Just don't pick that person. Pick properly. Just don't change your dating standard on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I did say, back to the whole scenario of like, when it comes to the whole social media and the influence behind it, it's really it's really something that somebody needs to, you know, take into account, because like I don't know, I prefer the organic way. You know what I mean? I prefer an organic way, a natural
As
way.
in terms of dating, like dating wise.
Yeah.
So have you tried dating like from dating sites
Oh
or
yeah.
social media?
Yeah, I've tried.
Which one's Tinder? Have you tried Tinder?
It's the only one I know. I don't know other ones.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I've not tried. I've never been on Tinder.
Oh no, you're missing
tried.
nothing. You miss nothing. Trust me.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Yeah.
But I tried one and I only met one person and I'm not doing it again.
Nah. That's why I was like, no, it
It wasn't the worst experience. I mean, it's neither here nor there. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not like it was such a waste of time. But it didn't like, nah, I don't need to do it again.
Nah. So what about like,
that's where I found the phrase hatfish.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I had fish. Oh, by the way, no, I've got my hair. So had fish. I can't believe that one. But now tell me, what about like what about your what's your stance on like making or posting out your relationships? How is that? Like, what do you think about that one?
Well, you've known me for so long. Have I posted my relationships?
No, I don't know.
I was in a
No.
very long one, and I think there was probably one, maybe two pictures of us on the social media in how long? And then So yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. Don't get it wrong. I'm totally not against it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll like when I'm in my next relationship, I probably will be, because I'll be that serious and I'll be that certain. Do you know what I mean? But in terms of posting every little thing, no. Like, no, I want to be able to like, yeah, let's share a nice birthday post, or like now and again, but not
Yeah.
every weekend, or not every. No, that's too much for me.
It's a lot, eh? It's a lot to. It's
I mean,
to
it's not wrong. I mean, some of the couples look cute, but for me, that's not what I need. Like I said, I look forward to being able to like show a nice little cute happy birthday, or like a few weeks or whatever, every few weeks, but not 3 times a week, not every weekend. No.
Yeah,
not
it's a lot to maintain, because you gotta, because everyone's looking forward for the next best thing.
A lot to maintain. True, I don't feel like it's a lot to maintain, but I just feel like red eye, that green eye, and no. You know what I mean? I don't need people pre my business. So yeah, on that note,
yeah,
like I said, that's not the validation I need. I'm just more private.
I got you. Yeah, it does. Yeah, no, to be fair, that does make sense, because like there's a lot to, because especially when you're dating somebody for a long time or whatever, and you got pictures and this and that, and of course, look, we're human. Not all things last forever. You probably down the line have your differences. You know, if you are successful, perfect, it's great. I'm always happy for people to take it to the next level and keep it that way. You know what I mean? But when it comes to when there's a breakup, what happens? You go through all your archives, you delete your account, you delete the pictures. Yeah, look, I'm not gonna say I'm anti-posting. Oh, shit, I post everything, you know. So that's one sector I'm yet to try, but I'm not entertaining it. You get what I'm saying? I'd rather not. I'd rather keep things at a very low key level, because there's no high expectations from anyone else. Not as if that you're dating the rest of the people, but the expectation ratio is not so high. You keep things flowing. You're not going to, you're not looking at other people's relationship and basing your guys' decision making off what other people do. You know what I mean? Yes,
exactly.
yes, I
just
get
think it invites too many opinions. Like if you go from posting at least every other week, and then you go a couple of months, like say you post every 2 weeks, you go 4, 6, 8 weeks without posting. By week 8, guarantee you'll have people, oh, are you together? Oh, what happened? And it's just like, you don't need that many opinions, and just people carrying news, because everything, like for example, you've obviously got your separate social circles, and then it will be like, because people have seen you on their page, they're coming up to you, oh, I saw him there, oh, I heard this person told me. Do you know what I mean? It's just too many opinions. No, if it's precious, I personally feel keep it a bit more private.
I'm with you there, because
until it's definitely all the way there.
Yeah.
But in terms of dating wise, then definitely no.
You know, the thing is as well.
You
know, the thing is as well, is that like, as much as people, you think, and this is just by speculation, I'm just saying before people come at me, not everybody will be happy for you. Not everybody is wishing you well. Not everybody's, rooting for you guys to take it all the way and be, ride off in a pumpkin carriage. You know what I mean? So
no, it's true. People, that's what I mean. It'll be people, it'll be those that act like it one minute to the next, and then as soon as they get an opportunity, that's when they want to say or carry some news and some no, I've seen it all before. I've been there in it. No.
What did Chris Rock say? Chris Rock, and especially with the ladies, got a bone to pick. It happens with y'all. Chris Rock said it, is that, with guys, it's different, right? But guys, if I see my friend with another lady, and you know, they're all let me go to it, and I'm like, hey, that's a nice relationship y'all have. This is wonderful. This is beautiful. I wish I had something like that. Cool, right? This is what Chris Rock said, and then when it
I
comes to
know
late,
I know
yeah,
that joke.
yeah,
I know the
Chris Rock
next
said, and
line.
he said, the ladies is different because they're like, I don't want someone like, I want your dude, I want your guy. You know what I mean? But you know, the thing
I
is
mean, there are men. I can't say men are totally different. I've experienced the same. I've experienced men being worse than women. Like, sorry, but I can't say. Unfortunately, in my personal opinion, I
okay.
have experienced the men being more bitchy than the women. To be like, for example, going up to my other half or created a scandal about me, like me, like I'll give you an example. You know, like when like everyone just started on these ringtones and music on phones and everything, right? And they just started having like cameras and all the rest of it, and used to just like send stuff via Bluetooth, right?
Mm.
Oh, let me transfer this song, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, they're going in their phone, in your phone, taking out your number, pretending as if you had a conversation with them or you exchanged details. Meanwhile, they've heard your music, and all they're trying to do, all you think they're doing, is just transferring the song. You're not having much of a conversation other than, oh yeah, I've got that album, or oh no, I've not got that track. Next minute, apparently you've given your number out. That's
Yeah,
happened
I used
well,
to
not
hear
more than
shit like
once.
that. Yeah, I used to hear shit like that.
So I
Yeah.
can't say, can't. The only difference is, I mean, there is a difference in terms of that guy actually didn't even try to ask me or nothing. He pretended as if he did. Whereas I guess with the women, yeah, they try to get
So what you're
down.
saying is just saying men are more vindictive. Are you saying men are more vindictive than women? Is that what you're alluding to?
Um, uh, no, I wouldn't say vindictive is the word, but as in, I
Okay.
feel like men are just being as bitchy as women these days.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh look. Oh
carrying gossip, carrying news. It's just really pathetic.
look. The men of the men. Some men of today. I'm not saying all. Before the men community come at me, and you know, men carry on like the ladies do. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're
Like, why do you
behaving.
need to talk about your boyfriend's girlfriend? Like, you are not the person dating her. You don't have to like her.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but like, whew, yeah, no, it's terrible. I think that's one thing that it's one result of, you know, if you are, you know, if you are raised in a feminine environment, you're going to have those traits. You're going to inherit traits that behave, that carry on like that. Gossiping,
You
carrying
hit the
on,
nail.
bitching, moaning, you know, fighting with your guy friends, you know, like you just, you know, fighting with your homies rather, and, you know, wilding out. That's what ladies do. That's why, like, thing is,
Telling you how to conduct a relationship. Like,
you
oh
know,
no, why are you doing that? And why are you going here? And why are you letting her? It's like, what has it got to do with you? Simply, what has it
no,
got to
I'm
do
in
with
a,
you?
you know, the thing is, and I've started that. I've left, not even I've started, I've done that for the longest time. I would rather, I would rather just mind my business until you tell me what's up. Out in my subconscious, I might know. I know it's there. That this is something that you probably experienced or you're going through. I'm not going to approach you on it until you tell me. Until you tell me, then we can have a proper chit chat together. You feel, but until then, I'm leaving it to you to decide whether to tell me or not. You know what I mean? So like
Same
those,
here. Unless I see my friend literally physically upset, then I'm not really gonna
yeah,
actually ask,
yeah.
because
In
you
that
need to
instance,
sometimes process it for yourself
mm,
before you discuss it with anyone else. Do you know what I
mm.
mean? You have to process it for yourself sometimes. That's
Yeah,
what I
true.
think anyway.
That's true. But how about when the time when people just they would rather vent? And I've never understood that with people, or just in general. I'm sorry, I hate saying, is that
Oh, the social
people go to
media
social
events and like
media before
Facebook
talking to
events.
somebody. Like, what shit is that? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would you go to your social media and express your deepest frustrations about somebody instead of having a proper conversation with this person? You know what I
Well,
mean?
it's
You're
not
literally,
someone that, sorry to interrupt, but I was going to say,
no,
like,
go
I
for it.
don't feel like it's even someone that, at that point, I don't even know if the aim is for clarity or understanding. I feel like it's for attention or
It
clout, or
is. It is. It
it just
is.
don't make sense.
Everybody's like, hence it goes back to the clout. It goes back to that addiction to attention. You know what I
Mm,
mean? People will, and this is the thing when it, and this is not to, it makes it so hard to for people to have that opportunity to express themselves and to speak out in public for the people who really need it. You know what I mean? And for me, I would rather, if you're going through a situation, and I know it's a sensitive one, you might be going through a situation where somebody is putting hands on you, right? Handle it with the law first before you go on public and talk about it. Yes, you're going to the social media so you can make it evident or make it apparent or make it a thing that this is what I'm going through. But before you do that, let go to the law, do the law thing. You understand? And then your second cycle would be your public, the court of public opinion or your movements. You get what I'm saying? And you need to
yeah,
basically have there's a certain hierarchy added, because now everybody quickly straight to social media. This is what happened. Did you go to the cops first? No. Or
I
maybe it'd
mean,
be like, yes, and the cops didn't do anything. Fine. Okay, cool. Then we have to make sure we make it louder. We have to make the sound louder. But anyway.
I mean, for some circumstances, I believe it is very smart to use social media in some circumstances.
Mm.
You know, for time's sake, you've got recorded evidence. It's time stamped. You know, but in terms of, unless it's any, you know, that's when it's like you're in immediate danger, or you know, physically, and you feel like, okay, a recording, okay, I may get hurt for making a call, but
Mm.
I know someone close to me is going to see this within minutes, and boom, they know where, they can probably recognize where I am and make that call for me. So I do feel like in some circumstances, social media is really good for that.
Mm.
But in terms of like, if it's, you're just ranting about an argument and there's no danger to say why you recorded or anything like that, no, that's just, yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, because it just needs to be a certain procedure, you know, or not even a procedure. It sounds so like insensitive when I say this, but like there needs to be some sort of kind of like process one takes. Yes, absolutely. If you are in danger, use your phone, use your voice recording, use your recorder, do whatever you got to do to make sure that if
Mm.
something happens to you, you have it there on record. You understand? If you do happen to survive this encounter or this ordeal, go to the law first. Go do what you got to do. Speak to anybody where the law's connected, so that we can quickly get the help that one needs. So therefore, it is an option to go to the social media platforms, so that the noise you can make louder noise about it, and there can be some sort of consequence, or something needs to be done. You feel me? But when you go through everything in life, and social media, this, it becomes a problem. You know what I mean? It becomes a problem. So it's a bit troubling. So I'm just saying, just some things just
Yeah,
don't
airing
need,
your
some things
daughter's
just don't need
laundry.
social media. It just needs you to be smart. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, airing your dirty laundry in public doesn't really make that much sense.
Yeah, no, it
I
doesn't.
mean, you can be candid. I mean, for example, you can use your social media and you can be really quite candid, but then there are some things that you do leave for private, you know,
Hmm.
you can strike a balance, I feel. But yeah, I guess a lot of people, for whatever reason, not really seeing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You don't, you know, if you want to be candid about your work day, your workout, your diet, be feeling frustrated in your diet, for example, or your progress in whatever situation you're in, that's fine. But we don't also need to hit every argument with the children or every little disagreement in, you know what I mean?
No.
Be candid and open about your life in general, and then you can keep some things private.
Yeah, but too much stuff is TMI. So yeah,
Exactly,
sometimes you just gotta
TMI.
like, you know what I'm saying. So it's like, but that's the thing. I guess this is the world we live in today, where and it's a liberal world. Everyone's got the liberal thinking and this and that and cell phones and PC culture and cancel culture, all these type of things. You know what I mean? So
I don't believe in the cancel culture in a way.
shame. I think
I
that's
do. Overall, I don't. Overall, I don't. I'm not saying it is never relevant, but overall, I don't agree with it.
Oh yeah, no, can't, that one, she's no, we'll definitely, no, we're gonna cover that one. We're definitely gonna cover that one and the nuances to it with the rest of the crew. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, no, that one I'm not, I don't see, you know what, okay, just to give you my quick overview about that. What are we, and this goes to a question, what are we doing about it? So what is the end game behind doing that? Are we a society of throwing everything in the trash can, or are we a society of people to understand and learn? You get me? Fine, I get it. If a person is being, for the lack of a better example, racist in the workplace or racist out there, sure, teach that person, or not even teach. You can make sure that this person does not go according to the ethos of your company. Fine. But what has that person learned? What has that person learned in that
Depending
experience?
on who they are, usually nothing.
Nothing.
Depending
Most
on
of the
who
time
they are in
yeah.
society. Exactly.
Most of the time they're gonna be even worse, venomous, racist out there in society. Worse. They got nothing to lose now. So what have they learned? They've learned nothing. They've just become a worse version of themselves. Toxic.
I think we're just used to, like I said, everything being so disposable and on to the next. And
yeah, everything must be categorized. Throw this in the trash can, throw this in the bin, take this there, move this here, blah blah. Yeah, it's deep. It's deep, but it is what it is. But anyway, that's the thing about when you utilize your social media platforms. I just think that some people, especially our so-called celebrities or influencers, they tend to be a bit irresponsible when it comes to using it. You know what I mean? There's no gauge to it, there's no tact, but that's just my opinion at the end of the day. Who am I? Let them do them.
yeah.
Give them the rope. Yeah, give them more if they need it,
No, that's true.
Yeah. But anyway, wow, I'm gonna wrap up. Any last words?
No.
No last words. Last thoughts. All right. Nah, mama, it was nice talking to you. It was nice that we could cover this. I know the rest of the crew, they're going on dates, they're going out and doing stuff, you know what I mean? We just here. We have our own dates.
I'm just isolating. I have to isolate.
No, we have our own dates. We have our own dates here. So I'm gonna go get the candles quick. Why are you isolating? For what?
Yeah, literally, I got a text on Monday saying I need to isolate and get tested, and I've ordered my test and it's not come yet, so I'm getting pretty pissed now.
Oh, was it COVID test?
Yeah, I don't believe I have it because I've had COVID before, and I like, there's nothing wrong with me.
Yeah.
And like no one I've been around or know work outside work has got a text, so it seems to be just a random one or a mistake.
Yeah.
So, you know, if someone's given the wrong number, but yeah, I
Oh, well.
feel like, oh well, what could I do?
Yeah. Oh no, that's cool. As long as you're cool, that's fine. I'm just happy that we're not wearing masks anymore. Wow. Yo,
Yeah.
everybody who's been a dick to me, they can go be a dick somewhere else. No more masks. Yes. Those people used to boss me. You don't realize that people that used to boss you around and tell you no masks, you've literally taken away a work responsibility from them. They can't tell you shit no more. You're like, I go in there, I'm smiling, I play around with them. I even hold a mask, take it off and walk in. Sorry, I'm petty like that. So yeah, even at the gym, I'm like, yeah, I can walk in without a mask now. What? They kicked me out the one time. But yeah, I was like, I'm here now. I'm here.
Serious.
But anyway, Chloe, it was nice chatting to you. Hope to see you soon. Hope to see you soon on the next segment. And we will chat, okay?
Yeah, keep me posted.
Hi, for sure. I'll keep you posted. Bye-bye.
All right, have a good one. Bye.
Take care. Bye. Guys, thank you for another episode of the Big Bear Online Podcast. Once again, if you haven't already, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, guys, I want to thank you so much for your support. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.